Good morning. Today we can have a real show, and it won't just be about me belly aching because of how sick I am. And those little pitter patters you're hearing is Savvy's walking around the trailer. So let me first start off by saying I slept 14 hours last night. And the only thing that has gotten me through this week is two taboos, which we're going to talk about one of them today. And it's going to surprise you. And I know you're going to be shaking your heads and going, that's impossible. But I'm here, and the only reason I am here is because of alcohol and Virginia Slims menthol cigarettes. The menthol cigarettes, when I smoke them, people are astounded when I say that when I get sick and my nose is all stuffed up, I smoke double what I usually smoke, and that is because every time I smoke one of these babies, my nose clears out. It's the truth. Maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but it sure as hell saved my life this week. And then this little baby, which I discovered last night, Maker's Mark whiskey. Now, I know I'm not an alcoholic because this shit tastes like poison. I don't like it. But last night I was at my ends rope. So I took a shot of that. And all of a sudden, I had no congestion in my chest. It was all warm and fuzzy, and I was tired. And at 4:30 last night, I went to my bed. I bundled up, and I was sweating this thing out, and it felt so good. And I just fell into a deep slumber. And I woke up at 6:30 this morning. Still sick, but feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. And I want to thank all of you who sent me well wishes during this minor incident, minor cold. I'm going to get better, but for me, it's unusual. Again, I have not had this kind of an illness in 5 years. So, yeah. But now let's get to these little babies. Guess where they're banned now, starting in January 2018? Wildwood, New Jersey Boardwalk. You won't be able to use a legal tobacco product on the Wildwood, New Jersey Boardwalk. Now, the Wildwood, New Jersey Boardwalk is a vacation destination. And the very definition of vacation, right, is fun. Whatever you consider fun. It's you drink too much, you eat too much, and you smoke. If you smoke more when you're on vacation. I do. It's part of vacation. And the reason, again, is always the good old standby secondhand smoke. Have you ever been on the New Jersey Boardwalk? Seriously? First of all, most people on the New Jersey Boardwalk are in constant motion. So even if you are walking and I'm walking and I have a cigarette in my hand, you walking past me, you're probably not even going to realize I am smoking, let alone actually get enough whiff of my smoke to actually make yourself sick. And again, this secondhand smoke is such bullshit. You know, there are doctors out there right now who, if I had called them up and said, I have a cold and I'm really coughing, it's like, oh, it's because you smoke. Well, you know what? I bet about 1 million people this last week who never smoked a cigarette in their lives also had the same kind of cold I have. And their doctors didn't blame cigarette smoking because they don't smoke. And they certainly can't blame secondhand smoke for somebody getting a cold. You know how you get a cold, folks? You're around somebody with a cold. Now, I don't know the science of where the cold first originates, but I always get a cold when I'm around someone who's sick. When I stay in my own little place, I don't see a lot of people, I'm not around people, I'm not hugging and kissing and drinking out of other people's cups, I don't get sick. I wasn't sick all winter. Do you know why? Because I didn't go anywhere. I stayed in my little row home in Lancaster. I wasn't around a lot of people. In fact, I can count on one hand the amount of people other than my husband that I was around this winter. In fact, there was one person, my friend Aaron, and we met in a restaurant for dinner. That's it. I was not around other people. The minute I start interacting with human beings who have illnesses, then I get sick. But my smoking doesn't make me sick. And the wine I drink doesn't make me sick. In fact, again, people are astounded when they hear that this is my first cold, my first sniffle in 5 years. And if I had had my trusty Zicam with me on Sunday when I first started feeling a little not right, I wouldn't even have had the cold at all. The Zicam would have wiped it out. So whatever you guys want to think about secondhand smoke, and there's something else that just hit the airwaves, a new anti-smoking commercial to scare our children that pisses me off too. And it's this dude named Nathan who died at age 54 from lung cancer, and he never smoked a cigarette, and he swears upside down, one down the other, that he got his lung cancer from secondhand smoke. And you know, that's all he says. I never smoked. And then the thing says Nathan died at 54 from secondhand smoke. We know nothing, just like with Terry. We know nothing about Nathan's lifestyle. We don't know what kind of home he lived in, what environmental things that he had been exposed to throughout his childhood and his life, if he was exposed to asbestos or radon, or works in an area like in a factory where there are chemicals, or in a body shop with paint fumes. We know nothing about this person, except that they put him out there to scare little kids into telling their parents that every time you light a cigarette, Mommy, you're killing me. And it pisses me the fuck off, and I'll tell you why. 90% of the little families that go to the Wildwood, New Jersey Boardwalk are receiving some form of government assistance. They're either getting food stamps or their children are getting CHIP. And guess who helps pay for the CHIP program? Smokers, through our taxes. Those children have good health insurance and dental insurance and are able to enjoy the boardwalk in New Jersey because of me, because of these. Because every time I buy one of these, 70% of the cost of this thing goes to pay for these kids to have insurance because Mommy and Daddy can't afford it. I'm paying for it by lighting up these. Now, here is my question. Where exactly in Wildwood, New Jersey am I allowed to use legal tobacco products on my vacation? This is why I don't travel. I don't travel for a lot of reasons. But this is a big one because I am almost to the point now where I can't travel because I'm a smoker. And I sure as hell am not going to quit smoking so I can go on a vacation and pay someone to discriminate against me and make me miserable because I want a cigarette. I am almost positive there are no hotel or rental properties in Wildwood, New Jersey where I can smoke a cigarette indoors. Maybe even on the balcony, anywhere on the property. Certainly not at the swimming pool. There's children there. They could get a whiff of a cigarette smoke. Now I can't smoke on the boardwalk. Where exactly? And by the way, New Jersey, their cigarette prices are, I think, way, way higher than mine are here in Pennsylvania and in Maryland, where I live now. In Maryland, they're a little cheaper, but in Pennsylvania, I think they are cheaper than in New Jersey. New Jersey and New York have the highest cigarette prices in the country. Where exactly are us legal product users, highest taxed legal product in the history of our country, supposed to use our legal product? If kids are in the car, we can't smoke in our own car. And like at the hospital in my town, if I'm in my own car in their parking lot, I can't smoke in my own car because I'm on their property. I have to drive my car 500 yards from their property in my car to smoke a cigarette. In the car I pay for, I own. Isn't that nice? Hope that beeper doesn't go off that my loved one in surgery has an emergency because I'm 500 yards away, out of earshot, having a cigarette. Vacation, by its very definition, means excess. There are people who don't smoke all year long and only smoke on their vacation. I had a friend once who said she had quit smoking years ago, but once a year for 1 week, she would go on a cruise with her friends and she would smoke just for that week. And she had that discipline. When that week was up, she stopped smoking. But that was her treat. Now, you go on a cruise ship, you can't smoke. It's almost like saying, come on down to the beach, but you're not allowed to lay in the sun because we're afraid you're going to get skin cancer. And it's the nanny government's job to make sure you don't put yourself at that risk for getting skin cancer. So you can't go on the beach unless we see that you're using your SPF 200. It kind of takes the vacation out of vacation when there are all these rules and all these ordinances. And by the way, New Jersey, Wildwood, they're serious. If you get caught smoking on the New Jersey Boardwalk next year, 90 days in jail or a $1,000 fine. Imagine that, going to jail for using a legal product. That every time you buy one, you are contributing to the health care of poor children. It's like every time we buy a pack of cigarettes and we light them up and use them, we are giving to charity. We are giving to irresponsible parents who had kids and then we're like, oh shit, we can't afford to take care of them. Let's let the smokers do it. And we do every time we buy a pack of cigarettes. But now, we just can't use them anywhere. Anywhere. A beach. A boardwalk. Are you kidding me? 500 feet from a door. I mean, what the hell is going on, guys? And you know what? I really hope that there are more smokers like I am who are going to say, you know what? Fuck you. If you don't want my business, if you're going to sell me a $200 a night hotel room and then tell me that I can't make it my home, away from home, that I can't be comfortable there because I can't light a cigarette, even on the balcony of that hotel room, or you tell me that I can't walk outside on the street or on the beach and lay on the beach all day and enjoy my day and have a cigarette, while a couple blocks down, there's people partying and drinking beers and getting drunk and drowning themselves in the ocean and making a scene. They're allowed to do that. That's okay. It's okay to be drunk on the boardwalk. It's okay to put your children in danger because you are drunk out of your mind and you decide to go out on your boat for the day. That's all okay. Till somebody dies and then you get arrested. People do that all the time. But God forbid you light a cigarette anywhere where families are frolicking. That pisses me off. And it should piss all you smokers off too. And you know what? I am taking a stand. Because I guess first of all, I don't like to travel. So it doesn't really harm me in any way to say I'm done. But no, I am not going to pay $200 a night for a vacation and then be told that I can't smoke anywhere. Okay, the hotel room, fine. Because when you're on vacation, you're really not you're just supposed to sleep in your hotel room. And if you're married or not married, but with someone else, you have sex in your hotel room. That's what your hotel room is for. But when you're out and about and trying to enjoy your day, being on a beach or at a pool, and you can't light a cigarette, but people all around you are doing shots and getting drunk and acting stupid, and that's all okay? I'm sorry. That's wrong. Nobody is guaranteed clean, pristine air when they are outside. There is traffic, there are exhaust fumes, buses, cars, 18-wheelers, factories, nuclear power plants. Even those barbecue joints that spew their smoke into the air that make some people with asthma sick. Nobody is saying they can't make their barbecue chicken. But I can't do a few puffs of cigarette smoke on a boardwalk. I mean, really? I'd like to hear your opinions on this. I know my friends on the smoking anti-discrimination smokers websites will definitely be sharing this show and commenting on it. But I'd like to hear, even you non-smokers, really. And I know some non-smokers agree with me that this is going too far. Yes, you can walk into a restaurant and don't have to worry about us filthy, evil smokers anywhere near your table or your food. You got that. You won. This kind of shit is too much. It has gone overboard. And the smokers took a lot of it. We took the blame. We said, you know what? Yeah, it probably isn't good for us. But then all these new studies are coming out that the things that we have all been told to scare us away from cigarettes and tobacco products in general, it's not all exact science. And that people who get sick, who don't smoke, that there's other things that cause lung issues. There's other things that cause breathing issues. And the interesting thing is, even smokers now who get cancer, lung cancer especially, like my godmother, are asked, where have you lived? What area of the country have you lived in during your lifetime? Because even some real doctors, not the quacks who blame everything on cigarettes and just tell you it's all your fault, you're sick. Real doctors, real researchers ask these questions because they are trying to see if the reason that the cases of lung cancer are rising, even though many people have quit smoking, and young people specifically in their 30s and 40s are getting lung cancer, people who never smoked, they're not so quick to blame secondhand smoke. And I will tell you, my husband's great aunt never smoked, and she was 80-something years old when she got lung cancer. Her husband smoked, but he had been dead for like 30 years. So she had not been anywhere near anyone who smokes for 30 years. But she lived in a house that was covered in radon. That's why my husband's great aunt died of lung cancer. The woman never touched a cigarette. Her husband smoked a pipe. Dead 30 years before she got sick. Real doctors will ask these questions because real doctors understand that cancer is caused by genetics, first of all. It is caused by old age. Like my Aunt Sadie, they told her she got lung cancer. She said, but I quit smoking 50 years ago. They said, it doesn't matter, ma'am. They said, at your age, you are susceptible to cancer, and it just hit your lungs. It would have hit anywhere. It's just happened. God bless her. Not smoking related, not secondhand smoking related. Her husband never smoked. Woman hadn't smoked for 50 years. Did not live with a smoker. Just happened. She was 80-something years old. Cancer happens. It's not necessarily the victim of cancer's fault. And it's not always smoking related, even in a smoker. And I bring you this. You see these ads about mesothelioma, and that there is a class action lawsuit right now against asbestos makers. They say, even if you were a smoker and you got mesothelioma, you are allowed to collect money from this lawsuit because it's the asbestos that caused your cancer, not the cigarettes. Firefighters get lung cancer because they run into burning buildings to save people's lives. Are we going to blame them for their illness? Bad, you shouldn't have run into that burning building. Oh, I'm sorry, it's my job. Why did you touch that asbestos? Oh, I'm sorry, it's my job. I'm sorry, guys. Smoking cigarettes is fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Not planning on quitting anytime soon. And I'm certainly not planning on taking any trips to any town or any city, who, by the way, depends on tourist dollars to pay good money to be discriminated against for using a legal product that actually saves children's lives because it provides them with health insurance so they can get diagnosed with illnesses like ADHD and all kinds of other crap that kids get. They can get their vaccinations. They can get their teeth fixed. They can get braces, all because of this pack of cigarettes. I keep buying them. They keep getting able to go to the doctor, since their parents can't afford to cover them, as they should. Certainly not my responsibility to provide health insurance for other people's kids, but I do through this product. So the next time you and your kids are walking on the boardwalk and you walk past someone with a cigarette, how about just say thank you and keep walking? Political Paula, out.